Honey, I have an idea how we can help old Wanda hang in there a few more years before retirement. I studied her opponent's platform. There's not one single competent point, just populism and community gardens for growing weed. But that's my playbook, and we got elected president. The whole trick is that all this gibberish is packed into incomprehensible poems and 6-second videos for social networks, which even the laziest person can watch to the end. Here's one. Robert Gates, taxes down, profits up. Or here's a masterpiece. A candidate for New York Congress shaking his buns for the camera. Style, twerk, vibe. Bobby Gates got it. Anyway, Wanda's campaign style is as old and outdated as her contrabass voice. Wait, did I nail her voice? No. So I thought, what if she recorded a track alongside with our biggest youth favorite, Lil Doc? Some rap, a little solo contrabass, and symphony orchestra to back it up. You may say bullshit, but I'll say fusion. All that's left is to get the talent on board. We can't do it officially. No one can know about our relationship with Wanda. So do me a favor and send someone on your own to convince him. Okay, we need people that can convince. Like 10. Persuasion. And Clint. Actually, let's Sasha. I think the more often we use employees, the more likely they are to ask for raises, maybe? 3 music producers, 5 official agents, and 1 rather twitchy spokeswoman all refuse to even discuss a collaboration between Lil Doc and our congresswoman, Wanda Humphrey. They say art isn't political and blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Honestly, the more they talk, the less I believe them. Too bad we weren't able to talk to Doc himself. The rapper is famous for his crazy antics, like going to the Hermitage and running for president. But now his record label totally controls the guy's life, and they're all afraid of letting their cash cow out to play. There's a private event in a few days celebrating the launch of a new Lil Doc clothing line. I hear it will literally be a circus. Models in hoodies will be flying around on wires from the ceiling, twirling on ropes and circling around the stage on unicycles. I already got a couple of tickets. I'm afraid that with all of the middlemen, assistants and bodyguards surrounding the superstar, this party will be our only chance to get close to him, and hopefully talk him into recording a track with Wanda. During the party, personally convince the producer to record the track. Pretend to be a representative of a South Korean music label and propose that Lil Doc record the track. Sasha, bribe the guards outside the dressing room $50,000 and convince Lil Doc to record the track. During the party, offer Lil Doc's producer $250,000 for the track. During the party, personally convince the let's try this. $50,000. That's not bad. Sir, if I were a hitman, Lil Doc would be dead right now. A couple of fat bundles of cash was all it took to make his guards do a synchronized bathroom break. We had a nice little chat. He didn't even have to be convinced. Lil Doc agreed right away. Said it would be his pleasure to take a shit on those motherfuckers at the label. I saw them myself, and I quite agree with him. We signed the contract for the song on the spot, so you can relax. Yes! Yes! Cost us nothing. Honey, together we have done the impossible. Wanda and Lil Doc will finish up the track in a couple of months. Even I'm a little excited, wondering how it will turn out. Yes, we get to write a post! My grandmother died a long time ago, but when she was alive, I didn't see her often enough. It's all because of inequality and the government's indifference to people's problems. And I condemn it in the strongest possible terms. We will pass a law that will require our young people to spend more time with the elderly. America will strangle ageism at its core. Kisses, America. That's not completely nonsensical. Only an old fart could rate that. My grandma loves our president. I guess he's not a tool. Lucky for the president's grandson that his grandfather is president. Jealous. want to change our profile picture. It's kind of weird. Ratings bump. Money lost. Right. Right. The most unexpected collaboration of the year, America's top rapper Lil Doc recording a duet with the irreplaceable Congresswoman Wanda Humphrey. The lyrics speak of joining the president in his fight against the establishment and celebrate the fact that the country has gotten better over the past year, says Berta Glover. Mr. President, do you mind if I get your papers in order? There's no way you can focus in a mess like this. Sure. Dante Piscopo. What is he? Oh, that's a table. I was like, is the cocaine just floating in midair? Because it kind of looks like his coat. Continues that. Mr. President, one of my Spanish friends sent me a video from their local music competition, The Voice of Europe. It was more than just tasteless. Some midgets in red, white, and blue cowboy suits were shouting something to an upbeat jazz tune and sniffing cocaine. Oh, that's... I thought it was this guy that we were doing the voice for. It was an obvious mockery of American history and culture. Do you think we should summon the Spanish ambassador and file an official note of protest? Nah. Felix Carton, National Security Advisor. Sir, a milestone 20th Cinder dating app crime was recorded yesterday. The pattern remains unchanged. A young woman uses different nicknames to seduce young guys, gets them drunk, and clears out their wallets. A friend of mine, there's no way you might know him. A friend of mine, there's no way you might know him, so I will not be giving his name. But it rhymes with Elix. Also fell for the scam. She was so sincere with her displays of affection. I mean, we're gonna find that bitch and throw her into the slammer. But things like these should not happen again. Perhaps we should introduce mandatory identification via passport for dating apps. People are I know what's going on here. Anytime we put limits on like the apps, we always get screwed. So I'm gonna go no. Okay. Conrad's still sticking around, but I guess we haven't ended the month yet, right? He still has the password. But he's not gonna work for us. Woody Panetta. Let's see what this is all about. Just think, Woody Panetta sitting on Rick Panetta's lap. If this picture hit the media, Woody would be the talk of the town. His PR people will have more coverage than they know what to do with. Woody must think he's got God by the beard. And if it panned out, he'd be... Wait, did he just... What? Okay, I think he just punned a little bit there. If it panned out, he'd be right. But I've got experience in this stuff, and I can see inconsistencies in the story a mile off. It's probably just an accident that Panetta has the boy on his lap. There's nothing in the photo to suggest he's the boy's father. But I'm not so sure. I've got to check it out. Which one of our boys do you think would manage a little investigating? Prove that Woody isn't President Panetta's son. We don't really have someone who's like an investigator. We keep mentioning that. Speaking with journalists, let's send Alta and... Joe, maybe? Or 10? Let's try Joe. He's an investigator, he's a journalist. Buddy, I checked out everything Woody told us. His mother really did work at the White House. And the picture's real too. That's Panetta with the kid. You see the watch on his wrist? Babuti made that model exclusive for President Panetta's anniversary. It's one of a kind. But this is all just circumstantial. Likely a story Mr. Panetta got a stinky kid stuck in his lap during some charity event for Children's Day. Not because he actually made the boy himself. Anyway, we need a genetic test. We got a cap from Woody with a couple of his hairs on it. No need to thank me. I grabbed it that time we went to the park opening. But getting a genetic sample from Panetta Sr. is going to be more complicated. 42nd president died a long time ago, and it's unlikely we'll be allowed to exhume his body. Yeah, probably not, eh? Even his house is some kind of museum now. There's no way we're getting into his grave. Fortunately, he left behind a daughter, Marjorie. She's a former boxing champion. Now she coaches kids in the Washington Little League. If forensics determines that they're not brother and sister, Woody will quickly become much more cooperative. So, buddy, have you decided what to do? Ask retired White House staff about any old rumors. Sign up for personal training with Marjorie Panetta and steal a genetic sample. That sounds pretty good. Write an investigative piece on Rick Panetta's possible affair. Do some journalistic research into Rick Panetta's possible affairs. Let's do this. Sign up for the training. Cowboy, I've always wanted to learn how to punch cocky man in the face, so I was all for this assignment. Marjorie and I had a nice talk, did a warm-up set, hit the punching bag, and then went to the locker room. That's where I snatched your hairbrush. Genetic testing shows that Woody and Marjorie are not related, which means your guy is not the former president's illegitimate son. Just in case, we compared Woody's sample with other samples from White House employees, and you won't believe it, I got a match. The father's name is Butch Leasley. His position in the administration is classified, but he's been receiving a pension as an honorary White House employee for 20 years. When Tony found out about it, he had a pretty strange look on his face. He told me to tell you he'll see you soon. Uh-oh. Man, you could make a movie out of this story. I had my suspicions about dear old 42. That president knew how to get around. Judging from the stories I've heard, the man had no fear. As a matter of fact, the old trickster had a double, and now we know the double's name, Butch Leasley. Butch Leasley's secret White House honorary staff and Woody's father. He could be the president's twin brother. I know this kind of guy. He didn't just fuck Woody's mother, he fucked half the White House. Well, he was pretending to be the president. Either Woody's mother deliberately sold her son a fairy tale, or she really had no idea she'd been had. Either way, we've got all we need to make that little asshole Woody, not so Panetta, off, after all, a lot more cooperative. He should never have talked to you like that, buddy, because Tony Estaba's got your back. Don't worry, I got this. I'll tell Woody the news myself. It's time for that kid to grow up. This is real life, not some quotes you can grab off the internet. Another post. Just because you look like someone doesn't mean they conceive you. The fact that you were born doesn't actually prove that your mother had sex with someone. It can work the other way around too, if you can imagine what that means. Do you realize how lucky you are that your dad's sperm melded with your mother's egg? It's not easy to accept, but I've seen these things firsthand. Impregnation? Like you watch the sperm meld with a mother's egg? Try to remember that life goes on. What is this? I love these tweets. They're just nonsense. Son of a bitch, what are you talking about? I love my kids. Thanks to the prez, they're growing up in a happy country. Did you cause that hurricane in Arkville a year ago? It's the kind of responses I would have expected. Yeah, more stress. That's okay. We got that cocaine in our back pocket. Darling, I received a small velvet-covered book of poetry. It is a gift edition with the dedication of the dedication on the cover. They put my name there. I felt flattered right until I read the poems. Just listen. My hand remembers your hills and valleys. Ellie, you have struck my motherlode, and our parting is torment. It sounds like we had an affair, but I remember all of my men, and I'm confident I never dated a bad poet. Right before she broke up with them, she had them write some poetry to make sure they weren't a bad poet. Darling, let us forbid publishing this filth. Okay. Anything to make you happy. I think we're done for the month. Maybe I should take a look at these, because I do have people that are available. Red button. Buddy, the president of Turkey is convinced that the Israelis are conducting secret nuclear weapon tests. If we help find proof, we'll earn some fat geopolitical points. Gratitude, Afari Kara. We can't do anything just on rumor. We need hard evidence, first-hand testimony, archival material, live recordings from the scene, stuff like that. I have one lead on the scientists who might be directing Israeli atomic bomb development. You can also check the test site that Kara pinpointed for us. It looks like we have to have passports for this. I'm getting ready for a trip to Tel Aviv. I can grab a couple of your guys without raising any eyebrows. Better send someone prepared to extract information from a stubborn old man or ask questions without raising any alarms. Maybe Joe... Help the Guatemalan leader. We're having issues setting on the interviewer. Well-known, agreeable, and of course American. Let's hire her. The socialite. Thank you, Mr. President. I can finally breathe easy and post on my Twitter feed without worrying about the consequences. If you need me to cancel someone or spin a rumor, I can do that no problem. She's famous, right? So, darling, have you heard about the social phenomenon when trying to forbid something backfires and makes it stupidly popular instead? This is what happened to the verse written about me. The poems spread all over the internet. The tabloids print them, and even our gardener quotes them from memory. Everybody is convinced I had a fling with this disgusting scribbler. What a disgrace! Should have learned that lesson. We should have learned that lesson. Okay, let's sign her up for deception, spreading rumors, public attacks, elite connections. Okay. We'll try her out. Oh my god. What a waste. And then... I don't know how I'm going to do that. The red button thing. Maybe Joe and... Well, I'll get Joe signed up anyways, because we can only do one. Better get a lot of money from these. And the censorship program. Public relations specialist. And a programmer. Okay. Next month. Yeah, we'll set up. Maybe we can get him back. I don't know. I think we lose him though, right? I guess we'll... Okay, he's not gone. 915. Oh, are we paying double? Whatever, let's just pay everyone. It's just... It's too, who knows? This is too hard to figure out what's gonna happen. Oh god. I get a lot of money every month now. Oh my god, guys. Mr. President, thank you for the fake passport. Now I'm ready to go anywhere. Sir, thanks for that load of passports the courier delivered today. Looks like I'll get a chance to visit all the clubs around the world. Make money at the casino. Honey, your guys say they did something like Ocean's Friends, but to me, they just sat there staring at their screens thanks to the old codes you still had. Andres, Will, and Ollie told me they managed to decipher the pseudo-random number algorithm and figure out in which order the winning combinations worked. All they had to do from there was to create fake accounts and withdraw jackpots in packs. Rabbit's security service couldn't find anything, and their profits were falling dramatically. What a lucky coincidence for us. 5 million, yes! Bought out Rabbit for the winnings money your guys had managed to withdraw. We announced the fixing of the security flaw, the change of the board of directors, and successfully sold the new and improved Rabbit Grand. Isn't that a triumph of justice, honey? Desperately needed that. Okay, unload State Warehouse again. Put a catalog of goods online and get the word out in every state. Will stressed. I need the hacker for something else. Oh, I have, that's right, I've got 2 hackers. Put a catalog of goods online and get the word out. Let's send Ollie. And Alta? It's fine. Peter Brandon, head of anti-corruption department, says, "Sir, we took no action after the congressmen started dropping bundles of money from their pockets. Today, one of them dropped a gold bar. Yes, an honest-to-God 999 gold bar." So claims a journalist who saw it happen. The punchline is his scathing article is, "So what lies in the president's pockets if he's turning a blind eye to such blatant corruption among other politicians? You don't want to know." Sir, do you remember the Cinder app crime story? There were 3 more robberies this week alone. The criminal now uses accomplices who beat up victims if they fail to get drunk. After these thugs sent a man into a coma, the journalist interviewed the other victims. They unanimously blame the government for, and I quote, "the fatal delay in handling the situation," or the issue. Mr. President, remember when we were talking about my schedule? I felt like you weren't listening. In fact, I feel like no one around here is even capable of listening to anything at all. I've had it with this shit. I don't want to see any of these people again. I need a breather. Don't expect to see me back at work anytime soon. No! That's really a shame. I guess I'll just have to get over it. Don't worry, I'm not quitting over this. We'll come back to it later. Okay. Okay. That I should have been rejecting every time. That's something the USA have never seen. It's like the game detected that I was getting frustrated with all of these demands. That's something the USA have never seen. A new religious sect emerged in Baltimore and sparked a storm among the local population. Who can say what caused the backlash? Was it the pig riding ritual or the sacred image of the vice president? Creepy Pie, who is he or she? The terrified residents of Berkeley are making wild guesses, while the police look on helplessly. Doofus says, "I don't miss the White House. That's the real prison. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. President?" Ken says, "Sir, you have Alta working for you. I occasionally run into her around the White House. I've had my eye on her for a long time. She's my type. Do you know if she has a husband?" No. I got it. It's time to act. Uh-oh. Reinhard Wagner says, the Chancellor of Germany, "Mr. President, the government in Russia has changed, and we have a unique opportunity to establish relations with the new government. Germany has suffered enormous losses for many years, thanks to the incessant bickering between America and Russia. It's time now for a positive change. I suggest we discuss the results of your meeting with Kitlev personally. I hope to see you soon." We didn't really talk about anything. Honey, I found a candidate in Texas, Mike Ribikoff. Remember him? He's the only person in our party who isn't lying through his teeth. All his life, he's been trying to get into Congress. He's proposing a balanced political program and has 3 doctorates in his name. Something keeps getting in his way. And yes, I'm referring to his revolting haircut and the creepy glasses. And I can't even think about those clothes. They're like costumes from Grandma's closet. This year, Mike is running for Congress. His 5th time, but the first time he's done it in Texas. He doesn't have any decent opponents. Should we give him the money he'll need? Let's get him dressed up and take him to a decent hairdresser. If there's one man in the world that needs a stylist. Okay, we got the cash. Unexpected companion. It's a thick neck. Javier de Baca, Congressman for Florida. Mr. President, rumors are flying that you are going on a working holiday to Germany. On behalf of the entire party, I would like to remind you that lifting sanctions on Tumen 1 would be absolutely unacceptable. At least until we learn what Pitlev is hiding under that sheep's clothing of his. Now that that's been taken care of, on to the second reason I'm here. As a member of the board at Samner Health, I'm always looking for new ways of securing medical equipment, contracts from the German government. Just imagine our yearly figures. Germany could buy as many surgical robots from us as the rest of the world combined. But without a connection inside the German cabinet, you can't get to those tasty little tidbits. Although one informal dinner would have been more than enough to show my German counterparts the mutual benefits of working with Samner Health. I hear you're looking for support in Congress. All you have to do is nod. I'll unequivocally endorse any move you make. Okay. Fine, you can fly with us, and then you can vote on the amendment. Yeah. Absolutely. That's worth it. Mr. President, you won't regret it. I am, I say this with all due modesty, an excellent conversationalist. In fact, I could be, how should I put it? Yes, a more than adequate vice president. But that's not important. The main thing now is that we are partners. A man with a big, strong neck, you know, as vice president. Ben Chipris, video blogger. Look at that face. That's right. I came to see you, the brightest star of all the political shows, Ben Chipris himself. I won't ask you for an interview. We'd get so many likes, we'd crash the internet. But I'd be happy to interview anyone else you might like me to. Just tell me where to go. Please keep in mind that I might say no if I don't like what you're asking. At least that's what my contract says. In fact, I've never turned down a job in my life. I really like what you're doing, so don't think we'll ever have any problems. I look forward to hearing from you. A new employee. Ben. That's the guy that we need to send on that job, not the socialite, right? Sometimes you just need to wait, Luckless. Woody Panetta, candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives in Illinois. Don't think I believe the nonsense you just sent me by registered mail, Mr. President. I just thought about it and decided that you're an exceptional individual and one of the best presidents our country has ever known. You'll always have my vote in Congress, my dear friend. Yes! And then we've got a second one. So I just need 4 more. Hey, buddy, everyone here has been pretty damn wound up lately. It's so tense in the offices. They are all like cats and dogs. So to be honest, I feel queasy already. But I found a solution. Your ex-wife texted me once, made a special offer on conflict solving for your office. I do realize that exes cause more trouble than it's worth. But you're not the one taking her sessions. Your employees are. Besides, remember, you used to give her reference for me to work on my issues with the Stabba Senior. I didn't, and that's dumb. Okay. Ellie's here. I've got good news, hun. I'm just gonna say her name like that from now on. Ellie. Swag for Days, the new single from our congressional candidate Wanda Humphrey and Lil Doc, is a challenge, an aesthetic statement, and an iconoclast statement all rolled into one. Not a big hip-hop fan, but I've been listening to it all day. I'm sure we can totally change Wanda's boring image and get her a win. The bad news is that unless you do something right away, it'll all be for nothing. That old moron went and called Little Doc a little monkey during one of the recording sessions for the track. She just whispered it under her breath, but the mic still caught it. The rapper had headphones on at the time and didn't hear her, but a studio guy recorded the whole thing. And now he's demanding a bunch of money from our candidate. Could you please deal with this? Otherwise, we'll have invested all that money for nothing, hon. Whoa. Okay. So it's not one of these. So I have to get more passports for people. He's back. Okay, so he could do the drug trafficking thing. I need 3 people, though. Since Mexico won't deal with Pedro Longshanks, we are going to do it for them. Escudero may think the drug lord is untraceable, but nothing could be further from the truth. The childhood in America left its mark. Pedro is a massive arcade fan. He visits Cancun every month to play the only stone fist arcade cabinet left in Mexico. It is the favorite game of everybody born in the 70s. Pedro doesn't leave the arcade until he beats his previous high score, providing us with an opportunity to strike. Except there's a small problem. He's accompanied by a heavily armed escort we cannot do anything with. But I have a plan, buddy. Since we can access the Stone Fist arcade cabinet, we're going to plant a bomb that will go off the moment somebody sets a new high score. Don't worry, nobody's good enough to do this except Pedro. To get the ball rolling, we're going to need a skilled technician, a couple of tough guys to infiltrate the arcade, and set up the surprise when nobody is looking. Do you have anyone in mind? Well, Conrad, and now we need some technicians, some programmers, some computer people. Okay. Shit, Conrad's about to lose his visa. Maybe we could send him on a... We could send him on a different mission. Let's go. Let's check out Visit to Germany first, then.